Okay, sir. So, sir, related to this only, in the beginning, I'll just jump back to one more of our epics, which is Mahabharata. I read
Hmm.
about a sage called Utanka. So he is there on a duty given by his guru to bring something for his guru's wife, if I am not wrong. And on the way, he is facing theft from a person in the Naga Loka, and he goes inside the Naga Loka with the help of certain other uh, higher possibilities, and he prays there. He sees entire cities there, the grandeur of the cities there, and he sees certain other things. Uh, he prays to the Nagas and gets back what he wants and comes back. Now, this is what we are talking about, Nagaloka. Is this geographically a different place? Is this a quantum shift that he made dimensionally? What was it? Like, if we have to rationalize it, we can say it's a geographically different place. But the way it is presented there, one can rationalize saying that it's poetry. But is it only poetry, or are there like dimensions? Because there are discussions in the around in the web. If you see, there are discussions around. So, what is your take on this? Are there other dimensions, other geographies, other planetary spaces? What are they?
Okay, so let's start with my similar answer, and that may be a funny answer or even an irritating answer to a novice, but not to you or me. Which is start with we don't know. The reason is, let's talk about the layers. Like anything, any shlok, any story, any narration, it can be understood at a different levels, and there are many levels. I just don't want to limit to three, but even something that people can easily relate to. So therefore, I'm going to limit to three. So, say for example, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik, Adi Daivik. So Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, Adhyatmik. So, for example, like you can, I'm not very familiar with that specific story of Uttanka and Nagaloka that you mentioned, but that's not even required. So, if you look at Adi Bhautik, we just say, okay, this happened a long time ago, and we don't know the modes of transport, modes of communication, and so on. But in that katha, the person goes to Nagalok. And so what it could be at a very adi bhautik level, I would say, okay, let's stick to planet Earth and see if we can make a sense out of it. It could be another land and another place, another country, another continent, another island, whatever, and could be considered a Nagalok. Now, therefore, we have to understand now, so padadnyan, so every word we are looking at it. So Nagalok, the person traveled, Uttanka traveled there. Maybe what does Uttanka mean? I mean, so many things will happen. Also, we have to understand the context in which this story comes. For example, was this story told as a what we call like a niti katha? Sometimes it is given as a niti katha, like a crow and a jackal or something like this. We might hear. Another time it is not a niti katha. It's very clearly our itihas will say. For example, when Bhishma is talking to Yudhishthir, sometimes he is giving a niti katha. Ramayana has many such niti katha, like a panchatantra type of katha. But other times they're saying, Bhishma is very clear. He says, I am telling you something from a ancient itihas, something that pura itihasa, something that happened in the past, I'm telling you. So then he's telling a specific katha.
No, sir, in this one, sir, sorry to interrupt, I'll just add to it. Utanka is one of those who gets angry with the Nagas, according to the Mahabharata.
Angry with?
Angry with the Nagas because of this theft. They stole the thing that he was trying to bring for his guru's wife. And he's the one who, like, one of the co-conspirators in the Naga sacrifice that happens in the Mahabharata.
So he is a genuine
yes. And he's one of those who gets angry with them and wants to take revenge. And he's one of those who is like, this is the introductory phase where it is being said that Utanka is getting angry with the Nagas, he wants to take revenge. And this has a relation to the Naga sacrifice also. So this becomes part of Itihasa then.
now let's see, we have a context, and that context helps. Okay, that's why I said I'm not very familiar with that katha. So the context is related to the Janmeja Sarpasatra. The Sarpasatra is a word used, but those are Nagas, So for example, Takshak, Takshak came and killed Parikshit. That's the thing. And now Janmeja is kind of taking a revenge against it. Now, the story of a Takshaka is also told to us in a somewhat metaphorical form, although it's a real katha, real itihasa. So what happens is the metaphorical form, it comes because of our misunderstanding of the particular narration over a period of time. I'll just take a small digression and I'll tell you what kind of misunderstanding happens. For example, in one of the ancient texts, how to make an electric cell. Okay, for example, they have said then you have to take that chemical, and the chemical name in a Sanskrit is given. It says that chemical or that particular compound with the color of a peacock neck. Okay, and so possibly you can guess what that chemical is. I'll come to that in a minute. And so you take that and you put it into 2 jars and then you pour something, and there is how the description is given. A long time goes by, and actually it has happened, you can say, and then some person looks at that description and tries to recreate it. So when he comes to that shlok, okay, what else I need? Like a recipe, food recipe. Okay, what else I do? And when the person reads that, like that particular chemical or whatever, it may not be said as a chemical, just the word might have said, go take that. Like we say, go take salt or go take sugar, like that. So that person said, I need the neck of a peacock. So the person actually goes and kills a peacock and takes the neck of the peacock. The word is morchud. Like, literally chud is like a neck and a mor is like a peacock, But really what the chemical that is referred to is basically copper sulfate, which is in Marathi at least is called morchud. Because it has a color like the peacock's neck, that peacock color. The reason I gave you this story as a short digression is over a period of time, everyone may know morchud, but people might have forgotten what morchud means, and they are now literally, from a grammarian point of view, literally looking at a mor and a chud and then trying to make a sense out of it. Like a peacock's passage, that's what a neck passage or something like this. Same thing happens with the katha. For example, the katha that you are referring to, Uttanka, is not that old. It's only 7,500 years old. It's from the time of time of Mahabharata, forgive me. Just after the Mahabharata war, like the next 60 years or so, Takshaka comes and kills Parikshit. Now, it is also the way it is described, it's left to people's imagination, or even if not left to people's imagination, people make their own imagination based on limited knowledge they have. So anytime the word Naga is referred to, immediately they're thinking as a snake. So for example, we have this the famous Naga names mentioned. Anantam, you may know this. Anantam, Vasuki, Shesham, Padmanabham, Chakambalam, Shankapalam, Dhritarashtram, Takshakam, Kaliyan, Tatha. Takshak, Kaliya. You did not know?
No.
Okay. So for example, Anantam, Vasuki. Now Vasuki is there in Mahabharata. Okay. Sheshanagi you would have heard. Padmanabha, Shankapala, Dhritarashtra. Now not to confuse with Dhritarashtra of a Mahabharata. Takshaka, Kaliya. So Kaliya is a Mahabharata time. Krishna subdued Kaliya. Okay. Takshak is one who killed Parikshit. So these are human beings. These are individuals, okay, belonging to a certain clan, you can say. Okay, just like a Ikshwaku, just like a Chandravanshi, Suryavanshi, Hai, Yadus, Vrishnis, Andhakas. He's member of a clan. And whatever their reason, and reason we can guess, but let's not digress there. The reason would be the fact that Arjuna and Krishna burned the Khandavana. Okay, and they got rid of the Nagas from there. So finally, when the Kuru Vansha is weak after the Mahabharata war and the great warriors are gone, Takshak still sees as an opportunity to take a revenge in a way. So therefore, say he's coming and he's doing that. Now Janmejaya wants to take a revenge of that. I mean, I'm using the revenge word in a simple way so that we can go fast through the story. So in this case, now that you gave me the context, frankly, I would have no problem understanding the story of a Uttanka simply from the Adi Bhautik platform. So, for example, Takshaka's area would be, Takshashila, where it is, right? In modern day Pakistan, Takshashila, Pushkalavati. So, we can possibly look at that area like Iran, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, that Uzbekistan, part of Pakistan. So it could be that area where Uttanka might have going to Nagaloka at a very Adi Bhautik level. Now Adi Daivik level, if somebody wants to understand it, it is left to them. So just because you told me the context, frankly, I am not seeing even a reason to go at Adi Bhautik or Adhyatmik. But that is not to say the essence is not there. For example, the Adhyatmic level, we can also understand maybe this cycle of a revenge, like it has to stop somewhere. At some point, we have to forget and forgive and move on with the life. That could be the Adhyatmic meaning of it. And that in that sense, we have to understand the essence of Mahabharata. Dharmartha Kama Mokshanam Upadesham Samanvitam. So as much as it's an actual instance that happened 7,500 years ago, to us, we have to say, and I do that, by the way, I do that with my trolls. So, for example, the trolls will go, they get extremely vicious. But I keep myself calm in the sense that even that idiotic troll, if he or she is doing something sensible, I should have a wisdom to recognize it and mention it, and not like put that individual into a all bad bucket. Because none of us is completely bad, none of us is completely good. That's why we have an existence here. We are a package of Sattva, Rajatama. Now, what I just said, by the way, this is at a understanding something at Adhyatmic level. It is also understanding something at a Adi Daivik level. Because Daivi Pravrutti, Asuri Pravrutti. Yeah, but back to you.
Want to see the full podcast? The link is given in the description and on the screen. Hope you enjoyed this video. If this video added value to you, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with a friend who may find this helpful. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.